Every spiritual path, no matter how refined, carries one hidden assumption that something is missing. Missing peace, missing truth, missing wholeness, missing God. Even the most advanced seeker quietly believes this. Part 13 begins when that assumption collapses, not because something is found, but because it is seen that nothing was ever absent. Why seeking always implied lack, seeking was never wrong. It was natural, but seeking always pointed forward, toward a future realization, a deeper silence, a final understanding. What was not questioned was the starting point. The belief, I am incomplete now. Joel hinted at this when he said the kingdom is not coming, it is present. The error was never in effort, it was in the assumption of absence. The moment lack is seen through, at a certain depth, something simple happens. You stop looking, not because you decided to stop, but because the question dissolves. You notice. Breathing is whole. Seeing is whole. Hearing is whole. Being is whole. Nothing is waiting to be added. Real life, the day that felt complete, a man described an ordinary afternoon. Nothing spiritual happened. No silence descended. No insight appeared. Yet later he realized something. The day had felt complete, not successful, not meaningful, not peaceful, complete. No sense of after this, then. Joel taught that completeness does not announce itself. It is felt as no movement toward elsewhere. Why even wholeness becomes too much at this stage, even the word wholeness falls away. Wholeness implies parts being brought together. But there were never parts. There was only the idea of fragmentation. When that idea dissolves, what remains does not feel whole. It feels undivided. The end of spiritual hunger fades quietly. You may still enjoy teachings, still listen, still read, but not to fill a gap. Curiosity replaces need. Interest replaces urgency. Joel said truth does not satisfy hunger. It reveals hunger was imagined. Real life, learning without need. A woman noticed she still loved listening to talks. But something had changed. She no longer leaned forward inside. Nothing was expected. She was not waiting for the point. Every word arrived already complete. The collapse of the inner measuring stick. Earlier, you measured yourself. Am I more present? Am I less reactive? Am I deeper than before? These questions vanish. Not answered, irrelevant. There is no scale, nothing to compare, nothing to improve. Life does not grade itself. Why problems lose their grip? Problems may still arise, but they no longer imply deficiency. A problem becomes a situation, a movement, a temporary configuration, not a statement about you. Joel emphasized that problems only had power when they suggested something essential was wrong. When nothing is missing, problems shrink to size. Real life, challenge without drama. A man faced a serious challenge. Externally, nothing was easy. But internally, there was no sense of this shouldn't be happening. Action happened. Decisions happened. Concern appeared, but no story of lack formed. The challenge did not threaten completeness. Relationships without expectation, this is where freedom becomes visible. You stop waiting for people to complete you, understand you, meet your needs. Love no longer seeks confirmation. Connection happens without demand. Disappointment fades because expectation fades. Real life love without need. A woman noticed she stopped hoping conversations would go well. She spoke, she listened, she left. Each interaction stood on its own. Nothing was carried forward. Love felt lighter because it was no longer compensation for lack. Why gratitude changes here? Earlier, gratitude was a practice. Now, gratitude feels unnecessary, not because appreciation disappears, but because nothing is being received. Life is not giving you something. Life is simply happening. Gratitude becomes a quiet smile, not a response. The last form of fear at this stage, fear may still appear, briefly, but it is impersonal, a biological response, a surge of energy. It no longer says, "This threatens me," because there is no narrative of lack for fear to attach to. Fear passes like weather. Real life. Fear without story. A woman felt fear arise suddenly. Her body reacted, but there was no follow-up. No mental continuation. No spiral. Fear ended where it began. This is fear without ownership. Why nothing needs to be let go. Letting go assumes holding. But here, you notice, you were never holding anything. Thoughts pass. Emotions pass. States pass. Nothing is released because nothing was grasped. Joel taught that freedom is not achieved by letting go, but by seeing there was no grip. The end of the inner journey, there is no sense of having arrived, because there is no place to arrive to. There is also no sense of being unfinished. The journey does not conclude with a declaration. It simply loses relevance. Life continues uninterrupted. What life feels like now? Life feels simple, immediate, sufficient, not ecstatic, not flat, just enough. Moments no longer point beyond themselves. Each moment completes itself. The quiet realization, if nothing is missing now, nothing was missing before. The past was complete. The seeking was complete. The confusion was complete. Everything belonged. Nothing needs rewriting. A simple pointer, very important. Right now, notice this gently. Is this moment lacking anything? Don't answer with thought. Just notice. See how still the question becomes. What remains? No hunger, no search, no conclusion. Just life, not improved, not perfected, not spiritualized, simply undivided. This is not attainment. This is the end of assumption. If this part resonated quietly but deeply, like this video so others can find it. Subscribe for teachings that do not promise more, but reveal what has always been present. And comment below. Nothing is missing.